everybody. How's it going? How's it going out there in the jungle? I want to welcome all of my co hosts today. We've got Andy over here, who's never been able to join us before because, the Horrid was out there messing around with our vines and stuff and wouldn't leave us alone. We've got B. Carr, Brian down there hanging out. We've got El Spooky Zorro, Rob Zamora hanging in there with us. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here and making this happen. I know, Rob, you've probably got something to run go do here in a little bit. Yeah. So Rob's probably going to be bouncing soon. But welcome. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing good.
Good. Man, I got to tell you, I am whooped. Man, I came back early yesterday from Toylanta so that I could run this show. It just happened to be the same weekend. Unfortunately, Jeff and Terrence, this is the first time Terrence has been off on a weekend where he could have joined us, but they were traveling. He and his partner, Gina, are traveling. From Jeff is still there, I think, that he's getting ready to make the trek home. So I'd had enough. I came home yesterday. I did, but it was enough for me.
Is it still going?
It can be a long weekend, those.
Is Toylanta still going on?
It's going on today until some time. I don't know, 3, 4, and then it shuts down. Friday night was really cool. Friday was the way to do it, man. You got to go, you come in on preview night, man. Do it Friday night. That's the way to do it, man, because it's far less crowds. I saw people who I had a VIP badge. That wasn't because I was special. It was just like the only way that you could. It was the only way that you could. I don't even know where my badge is now. It's somewhere. I was going to show it off because it's actually really, really cool. Maybe it's in one of my bags. But the cool thing is that. Oh no, it's in my car. I remember. It was the only way you could guarantee getting your hands on an ATL 25 figure was to buy the VIP ticket and figure bundle, and that was it. So you got access to all 3 days, and you got to get in early, both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday night, they had a preview night from 6 to 8. VIPs got in at 5. Honestly, I'll give you guys a little advice. If you ever go to Toylanta, just buy a Friday night pass. Go. You can literally walk the entire floor and see everything there is to see. They had 5 rooms upstairs and then the floor downstairs, the main hall. You can see it all in an hour. You can see it all. You can see it all in 30 minutes. It's not a huge footprint, but there is a lot to see in that small area. But you can do it all. I mean, honestly, going through every booth, seeing everything there is to offer, you could do it in an hour. And you really can just go on Friday night, get in there quick. You get all the good deals. All the exclusives are still there. And you don't have to fight the crowds. So that's the way to do it, honestly.
And you can buy everything on Friday also.
Yeah. All the exclusives are there. All the vendors are already set up. Now, of course, there are some of those slow straggler vendors that want to show up on Saturday, so they're not set up on Friday. But I didn't see anybody there on Saturday that wasn't there on Friday. They were all set up and ready to go. Maybe in some of the smaller rooms upstairs, there was one. So all the rooms in this it's the Gas South Arena Convention Center. All of the rooms upstairs were named after like trees. So it was like maple, oak, cypress. So the cypress room was basically room number 1. It's where Trevor Williams was set up. It's where is it Creative Beast Studios who do the Cyberzoic? They were set up. They had a huge display. And then our good friend Steve Mank, who runs Articulated Empire, he was in that room. So I'm going to say the cypress room was the Heroes room. That's where you had some really good people. Trevor Williams was set up there with his photography and stuff. Then all the other rooms, it was like, these are the swap meet rooms. It's like, it's those like garage sale. It's like those older people that are like 60, 70, and they're hauling the same stuff around from con to con, trying to move it. And it's just, those, you just skip all those altogether. You don't want to go to those rooms. It's like garage sale stuff. But yeah, man, you could do it all in an hour. And then the crowds on Saturday was crazy. I mean, I think there was probably 2,000 or 3,000 people trying to get in on Saturday morning. It was a lot of people. And on top of that, they had a lot of ATL 25 figures. So much that I'm pretty sure they're going to have a decent amount to sell online for anybody who couldn't go. Because they were doing a thing on Friday. So when you checked in, you got your badge and you got your figure. If you wanted to buy extra figures, you had to come back at 6. You could buy 2. You could buy 2 on Saturday. You could buy 2 on Sunday. But honestly, with so many people, like I ended up coming home with 6, and I only stayed until Saturday. And no, I didn't pay anybody to get me any. I just walked up and bought one. Walked up and bought one. You'd have to go back to the end of the line, but then you could walk up and get 2, go back and get 2. They had a lot.
The PGG did a review on it, which looked great. The pictures that everybody was posting, I don't know if it's just the box or something that just really made it look fucking that cool.
Yeah, it was very confusing because when it sits on a shelf like this and you're kind of far away, there's this much package, but his feet are right here. So people were like, is that a 7-inch figure? Is that an 8-inch figure? Like, why is that thing so big? But it's not. It's just his feet are literally right there. So there must be like all the extra stuff must be down here. But yeah, he is pretty fire. Like, and for it to be a non-roadblock figure, it's pretty awesome. And in your book, so you would, if you had a VIP, you got a bag sponsored by Toy Collector.
Oh, nice.
You got an issue of Toy Collector magazine, and this one doesn't have it in it. But so you got an issue of Toy Collector magazine. And then I think on the first day, they were giving away a little mini poster inside of that magazine of this poster from
cool.
Trevor. So that was really cool. So, yeah, dude, seriously, Friday night's the way to go. Let's say hello to the chat. Let's see who we got in here tonight. We got Rob Zamora. Hey, look at that. He's in the chat. Lee Customs. We got Monarch Prime, a.k.a. the Jersey Shore Juggernaut. Who else we got here? JMac77. Good afternoon, Jay. We got Vazone. And yeah, that looks about like it for right now. There were some other exclusives going on. Let's see, at Toylanta. Of course, they had Operation Monster Force had the Eraser figure. He was like polybagged. Cool. So this is a newly announced figure just a couple weeks ago. Went up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and there was an exclusive already at the show. He is a purple translucent. Last year they had the Pharaoh, Forgotten King, and they had Dracula in clear and red. This year it's the Eraser. I think really and truly, if this guy had been like a flat matte pink color and looked like those old school erasers we had in school, that would have been really cool.
That would have been great.
But people were like, why isn't he clear? And it was like, well, the Forgotten King was clear. So maybe they shouldn't have done clear Forgotten King, but maybe they didn't have this guy planned yet. I don't know. Who knows? It was only a year ago. And of course, the Four Horsemen. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. What was that?
How much were they going for?
So these were 40. These were 40. And then after the show, a number of these are going to go up on Big Bad Toy Store for pre-order. Just like the Forgotten King Clear and the Red Dracula went up. They'll have these up. And also, I talked to the guys at Big Bad Toy Shop who are, Fresh Monkey Fiction that are putting these out. And they said, yes, we are aware that almost all of the figures are currently sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. He was like, don't worry, we have another production run of the entire first wave. So
good.
Van Helsing, so Declan, all of the Sleepwalker troopers, they had them all there. They had everything basically, except for Declan. He's sold out. They didn't have him. But they had everybody else from the entire first wave for sale, $40 at the show. And he's like, they're all coming. Just wait. So when like wave 2 hits, wave 1 will be back up as well. So they have a big restock coming. Of course, the Sparrow guys were there. So we're going to kick off with them. But I just wanted to do this real quick, just in case we have people in the chat today that are in the show today that weren't here before on episode 1. I did want to run this real quick.
Lexion stalks the jungle for bounties. Hey, who goes there? Oh no, Emperor Kali's up to no good. You won't get the drop on me, Tiberius. You won't escape us this time, Kali. Ah! Oh no, Vero Atlas is casting a spell. Not if I can help it. Huh! The Animal Warriors saved the day.
Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Lexion, Tiberius, Vero Atlas, and Kali. Each sold separately by Sparrow. So, For those that don't know, I made that.
That never gets old.
No, it doesn't. I watch it all the time. I have it on my phone. For those that don't know, my 11-year-old son Nicholas and I made that commercial. I asked him to help me with it, and at first he was like, "No way, I'm 11. I'm too cool for that." And then I asked him just to do the voiceover work, and he was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" Then he did it, and then he had so much fun. So at first it was cringe, and at the end it was Riz. So it was totally Sigma by the end. And now he keeps asking me, when are we doing another one? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's figure it out. So we are going to do another one. Solo Sinners in the chat today. Good morning, sir. So let's get into some AWOK stuff. So yes, AWOK Sparrow was at Toylanta. Here's a shot of Derek Chandler working the booth. They had a really nice setup. Apparently yesterday towards the later afternoon, they did a panel discussion and a like a little show and tell. Nothing new was shown. They just kind of started off with where they started from, which was a comic book, and then their 4-inch line, and then how they evolved into a 6-inch line and where they are today. Very little new information was kind of shown. So we didn't really miss out. Who dropped out? Did somebody drop out? Okay, Rob had to take off. We knew he had to take off.
Yeah.
Yep. Jeff here. This is our own Jeff Evans. This is Derek Chandler, who's one of the co-owners of Sparrow Toys, and his wife. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name. She was super nice. She was running the register and talking up the channel and the toys. So there they are. Here is a bunch of us. So we have Derek Chandler on the left. We have Terrence, who hasn't had a chance to join us on the show, but he is a huge part of our behind-the-scenes work on the tribe. Jeff, myself, and then Jason Bienvenu, who is also the co-owner and creator of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. So that's what's going on. Oh, Rob's back. Hey, buddy. Hey. There you are. And then, if you guys know Endless Fables, Rob, what's his name again? Brian George? I believe that's his name, nope. Brian George.
Yeah, I think it is.
He was handing out, if you walked up and said, "Hey, Endless Fables," to the first person that did that, he would give out some of his AWOK soft goods because he had some flags and some skirt pieces that were for sale there at their table. We're going to show that off. And then one last pick of the crew. This is myself, and then Terrence, and then Jeff, and then Terrence's lovely partner, Gina, were there. If you guys haven't seen the price list yet, this is what you're looking at a Sparrow table at the show. These prices are insane. Standard figure, $25. Crazy.
Yeah, those prices are wonderful.
Vero Atlas is $49, but he was the Kickstarter exclusive figure, but they still have a lot of those left over, so they're able to sell them. So he's a little bit more since he was the exclusive. But a Brute, the Horrid Brute, $41. I mean, that's
you can't beat
crazy. That price is insane. And so,
it's a big chunk of plastic for $41.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Then their heads are $4 for the heads pack. You're getting 3 heads for $4. You can't beat that. The armor pack, $6. Weapons, $6. Armor pack, $5. And then the Tanger is $45. That's the other PowerCon exclusive from a long time ago. But we're going to talk about exclusives, and we're going to be talking about tribute figures, which Tanger is, because that's the whole topic of the show today is tributes. I did want to show this real quick. This was just a run through of the table. So this is what the table looked like.
No, these are good.
We'll try to catch it. Take the escalator. Right here. So if you guys can see in this picture, those are the skirt pieces that were soft goods that Brian George brought to the show. You can see them on the Ancient there, and I forget that guy's name. The
Mongrel?
Yeah, that's it. All right. So you can see he had 2 different styles. One's more of like a grass skirt style. The other's like your standard skirt piece. And then he also was selling those flags right there with the different houses on it, which looked great. Those are really cool.
That's really cool.
So I love that holder that he's got for him. It just adds that little extra something to him,
Sir, it's a nice little display. And you know, and kudos also to the Sparrow team for letting somebody from the community who's making stuff sell them at their booth. So it's not like
Yeah.
he had to have another table. Like you went there, you got your figures, and you could pick one of those up. So I mean, that's just the guys at Sparrow just reaching out to the community, and like they weren't taking a cut of that dude's money. They just let him set up at their table, which was brilliant.
Up today.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to grow their brand.
I feel you so hard.
They had a lot of stock there. They had a lot. They had so much stuff there. So, and they had a pretty decent amount of people all there throughout Friday night and Saturday. I left around noon. I had a 5-hour drive and I didn't want to get back too late. So I left at noon. But when I was there Friday and Saturday, there was always people at their table. So I hope they had a really good weekend.
Yeah. They had a similar amount of product at ZoloCon, like that level, but by Sunday there were some figures selling out.
Yeah.
So they were really getting a good amount of sales.
Yeah, I want to say they were getting really low on Emperor Kali and Gladiator Atreyu on Saturday morning. They were kind of those. That stack was real short, and I don't know if they were replenishing it, but I happened to go by and noticed those were the two. And right in the front, they had Sparrow right next to Lexion. And those are my two favorites. And so every time I would like walk by their table, I would pick up Vero and I would put him in a new pose and I'd sit him back down and then I'd walk off. And then I'd come back and I'd pick him up and I'd put him in a new pose. I'd sit down and I'd walk off. And they kept noticing me coming by. So every time I'm looking for like photos and videos of their table on like Instagram, and I'm like, that pose right there. I put him in that pose. That was awesome. That was really fun.
I was
Turned into the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
I was talking to Brick about WonderCon, and he was saying the same thing, that they were doing pretty good there with their sales.
Great, yeah. Who's out running their table at WonderCon? Is
it's
it Brick
and Adam? Both.
Okay. Nice. Let's see. Do we have some other people join in the chat? Lee's Customs joined in the chat. Red XO Mac 5 is in the chat. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. So yeah, Toylanta was a good time, and it was really good to see those guys. To hang out with them. They were very appreciative of every single person on our team. Jason told me multiple times. He was like, please say thank you for everybody who hasn't been on, like Andy and and Terrence, who hasn't been on yet, and just I told him about Scott Baker, who was offering up the giveaways, and so like he just said, we cannot thank you guys enough for what you're doing for us, because we're not getting paid, we're not getting free product, we're just doing it because we love the line. And they're super appreciative of it. So that's why they're so supportive, and they hope to be back on again soon. So yeah, just a great group of guys. I mean, fantastic. Can't say enough good stuff about them or their product. But speaking of the community, which we wrote, we always want to try to bring in the community, is our picks for the week. And so I'm going to start off with Rob's, just in case he has to bounce first. So what we like to do is each week, all of us, even those who can't be on the show, like Terrence or, we kind of scour Instagram for some beautiful, beautiful picks. And so, Rob, why don't you walk us through yours? Because I honestly think you were the first person to send me a pick maybe last 2 weeks ago, maybe right after our last show. So talk us through this one from RC Gore 76.
Yeah, so this is that group that they have, AWOK Collab 52, and I don't know if they're doing bi-weekly or monthly. Somebody in the chat can correct me, but I think it's the week they pick a certain topic, and they're doing AWOK with TMNT. It's like a crossover that they're doing. But this just, it seemed pretty badass. This battle between Raphael and Mongrel looks pretty.
Yeah, and I only picked one, but if you clicked that little arrow and you went through on Instagram, they had a lot. They had like 4 or 5 picks. Now, does the AWOK Collab 52, which by the way, I've dropped that hashtag in the chat, so if you guys want to copy and paste that into your Instagram, you certainly can, to check that out. Does everybody, like each week or every 2 weeks or whatever, participate in this? Is there like a theme? So was everybody doing the TMNT stuff?
Yeah, like they send out like a message, and they'll be like, all right, this week this is the rules or some kind of guideline that they have to
Nice
go with or something. I'm not too sure, but one of these days or one of these shows we'll have either Vaz or one of the other guys that started the
Oh, Vaz he says it's weekly and I do the collages. Okay, there we go. And so Vaz, so yeah. So basically there's like a theme or something or whatever everybody has to follow. That's really cool.
Right. Yeah. So like a lot of these guys were doing AWOK with like full week.
I saw somebody do one where it was like the turtle van was in the background and they had lights on. Yeah, and the lights were shining forward, and there was an AWOK in the front, and I was like, "Oh, that was pretty cool."
I almost went with that.
Oh, you saw it? Nice.
Yeah. To me, that kind of gave Terminator vibes when he first appears, at being in the headlights of the turtle van.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vaz says every Wednesday, and you can contact at Vaz_pics or at Endless Fables to join the group. Fantastic. I think I'm going to do that and get in on that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Cool. I didn't know Brian George at the show with the stuff to sell, the skirts and flags, was part of that. I didn't know he was part of the organizers of that. It's fantastic.
Big time. Yeah, we got to have both of them on because yeah, they have some great ideas.
Yeah, with so many people being at Toylanta, there was no way to schedule any kind of guests this week. It just would have been too difficult. So that's why we have a smaller crew, but we got an important crew because thankfully Andy's with us this week, and your info and your input, your personality, your heart, sir, it's always needed. Speaking of Andy, let's go with your pick, buddy. Talk us through this. I love this. This is from Vaz Picks himself.
I was looking through pictures, and actually the first picture I found was the one Rob chose. So I had to pick again, and this just has that classic showdown.
Yeah.
I just background. Yeah, everything about it was the Fury, Planet Fury.
Yeah, yeah, it's that. Is that Blade Master Wang or something like that? Is that what it is, that figure?
Yeah.
And I was just, I just really like that. It just stood out to me. So
yeah, I love it, and I love the fact that maybe and maybe not, because this kind of looks like some sort of like digital background or something, but maybe that gladiator pale, or is that regular pale? That's regular pale. Maybe pale is being held up off screen, like maybe the support is off that's holding him up, and so he creatively cropped it so you can't see that, or maybe it was in the way and he photoshopped it out. But either way, I love the intensity of Pale's about to really come down on it. Let's see.
Yeah,
Vaz says Brian George is the group creator. Oh, cool. And Vaz says, hey, thanks for showing off my pick. Solo Sinner says, let's catch this real quick. Anyone catch The Wolf King on Netflix? Pretty cool anthropomorphic action hero series. Some moments of AWOK vibes for sure. I did see the trailer for it, and it looks really cool. I remember taking the trailer and sending it to Lynn LaGuardia at Wolf King Customs, and I was like, Lynn, somebody owes you a nickel for every time that title is used. He thought that was pretty funny. All right, Brian, talk us through your choice here.
Well, another Ninja Turtle vibe, but the thing I was thinking with this one was, if anybody's read some of the more recent Turtles comics, there's a lot of like Mutant Town, and there's a lot of anthropomorphic mutants that are kind of cat-like and Puma-like, and a lot of the AWOK figures would fit in really great with Turtle figures, I think.
Wow, that's really cool. I love this, and I also love that AWOK. That figure is one of my favorites. I love that head sculpt. The paint on the nose is so. Yeah. This is by Rick Bradshaw, House of AWOK Animal Warriors. Posted this one. Jeff Ray Evans, he got us this one. Anytime, man, Lexion gets featured, I freak out because I love it. But he's got Tiger Force Duke here and Lexion.
That's Dusty.
What?
That's Tiger Force Dusty.
Oh,
just
Dusty.
without his headdress.
No, you're right. Sorry. For some reason, I saw Duke in this, but I love the colors because Lexion has that orange, and they picked some orange for the background right there. This is from a toy photo guy. I love this. This is brilliant, and it just goes to show that you can mix in these lines with whatever not just Ninja Turtles, of course, but yeah, throwing them in with Duke or GI Joes. Why not? Yeah, that's dope. I like that a lot.
Yeah, they fit in with tons of other lines. They could go to He-Man, they could go to Turtles, they could go to G.I.G. You can name it. They could pretty much go with most fantasy lines, Savage Crucible, whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely, very much. My choice is by my good friend Steve, and actually I chose this and I didn't even know it was his photo.
Great choice.
Yeah, this is Articulated Time. So if you don't know, Steve Mank he got started in this community, well, the toy photography community with toy photography. That's how he got started. And his Instagram was Articulated Times. And then eventually he decided to take that to the next level and open his own toy store, which is a proud sponsor of this channel, Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And so articulatedempire.com is his website where you can buy toys. He was there this weekend. He had a nice setup upstairs in the Cypress room, right across from Trevor and the Cyberzoic guys. So he had a lot of traffic in there. He had a lot of AWOK for sale. He had a lot of Necronominous wave for sale. He had a lot of Valaverse stuff for sale. And boy, he stayed busy the whole time. So shout out to Steve. But yeah, I love this idea. I love the first of all, I love that these two share the same color scheme. So the base bodies are the same, the armor's the same color, and I love the face, and I love the intensity of this look. Like these two, like clearly, this horrid foot soldier is on a mission, and he needed some extra muscle for the day, so he brought his buddy.
His buddy
he's
with
got
the
it.
brass knuckles, dude. I gotta get this.
Yeah.
I don't have this one yet.
Yeah, me either. And this guy was $41 at the show.
I got him at Legion's Con. He's great.
Yeah, and also I love the head. So in this particular head, I love that snarl that's on his face, and it's sculpted inside that helmet, so that helmet does not come off. Now that head also came with Tanger, and that head also came with what's the other guy's name?
General Thane.
Yeah, Thane. Yeah. So it's not the head that comes on him in the package for Thane. It's his bonus head, but that snarling head, I'm going to need one of those without the helmet. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. See, to me, what this picture's like is that the Horrid infantry are like, not quite officer, but like the Ravagers got beat, so now he's sending in the Brute to take care of the problem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Steve he's a great photographer. He sells prints of his photos at shows, which is really cool. And I'm a huge fan of his, and he's just a wonderful human being. He and his family are so nice and so great. And they were at ZoloCon. No, they weren't at ZoloCon. They were at MesquiCon last weekend, and then they were at Toylanta this weekend. They're just staying busy.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, J-Mac for sure. Yeah, he's the only Brute that I own. I need the other two. I need Thane and this Horrid Brute, and I'll be complete. I'll have everything that's been released. And then Terrence sent a pic over. Now this is from another one from Toy Photo Guy.
Oh, I like that.
I love this color scheme here. I love the coolness. It's like maybe it's like early morning. Sun hasn't come up. It's very overcast. Looks kind of chilly. I love this.
On patrol.
Again, yeah, somebody else on patrol. Yeah, this is a great. I mean, these figures photograph so well. And the really cool thing is what I loved about Sparrow's booth is that they're no longer showing off prototypes or stuff that you can't touch. Like everybody that walks by, it's like they're looking at it, like they're looking at the product and they're looking at the price list and they're like, yeah, it's affordable. But it's not until they go over and pick one up and start playing with it and putting the weapons on, and then you see them get excited and then like, oh, this is really good. This moves really cool. And then that's when I'm so glad that they have that to where people can just walk up and play with literally every figure in the line is out. And you can touch it and play with it and move it and see how it moves. And it's just.
That's exactly what sold me on them. It wasn't until I got them in hand, like physically in hand, and I was like, all right.
Yeah,
are legit.
Same with me. I mean, again, I know I've said it before, but it wasn't until Steve, and it was Steve Mank who sent me one. He sent me the Horrid, I don't remember, the Feralist Trooper. Yeah, the Feralist Stalker. Yeah. He sent me that for free. He was like, here, do a review on this if you'd like. And I opened it and I was like, oh, okay. All right. Damn it.
That helmet that he's wearing works great for skeletons, dude, on Legions.
Let me
really quick.
What? Look at that.
Yeah,
Okay, that looks great on him.
that does.
And I see you've got the like a Savage Crucible blind bag
Sword.
weapon.
Yeah, I was just messing around with them, but I wanted to see what this helmet looked like on him. And I'm probably gonna paint it up, but yeah, those helmets are great, man.
Yeah, those are awesome. Hey, Rob, so
Yes.
just real quick, I wanted to tell you. So, you know, I went by and I picked you up something from the Savage Crucible table. And so each day, the first 50 people who came by, let me make myself big. Each day when you came by, you got a free blind bag weapon.
Oh,
Each day.
cool.
What's
So
in it?
first
Jay?
50 people in Friday, first 50 people on Saturday and on Sunday got a free blind bag weapon. You had no idea. You got to reach in a bag, pull one out. It was luck of the draw. And I want to show you what this came with yours. This is what you're getting,
Yeah,
buddy.
let's see it. Oh, nice. Dude.
Oh, I like that.
I've been wanting one of the blue
Nice.
ones, dude.
So that thing is massive. You get the massive blue
Nice.
ice sword. This is the one I traded Jeff to get. I traded him the weapons to you for you to trade to him,
Right,
for him to
right.
give me that blue ice sword.
You
And
know
then
what's
this is what
funny?
you
When we
got.
did that, I was looking. I was like, man, I want the blue one, dude. But
Wait, dude, now you're getting one.
Nice.
And on top of that, you're getting one in your package. There's one in your box. So
sweet.
you're
Thanks,
getting
dude.
two. I just got the I think I've already put it away, but I got, if you saw my review of the Shield of Dazera, I got the little curved purple one, and it's nice too. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Now Terrence got one of these too, the same sword but a different color. He got the yellow and green one, and I swear that thing looks like a Jolly Rancher. Like it looks like you just want to. Just want to suck on. Okay, so we're going to get into one of the topics here today that we're going to be covering is tributes. AWOK is not new to tributes. They have been doing tributes, and it's really cool. So this first one here is Tanger. I always wanted to call him Tanger because I was thinking orangutan, but they pronounce it Tanger for tangerine. Which is really cool. I did not know that. But he was the very first PowerCon exclusive. He's a tribute to Beastman because when they had these figures first come out, it was at PowerCon that year, which is also like a He-Man. Used to be a purely He-Man show, then it became, many other things. But they did one of their brutes as Beastman, and this was actually the first brute, the only brute that I have. And he's amazing. And we know later this year, hopefully later this year at some unknown, unnamed, undetermined toy show, we're going to be getting a new tribute for one of the newer scale bodies. This is King Hannibal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the character? So,
Yeah, it's a repaint of Hannibal.
A repaint of Hannibal, who is Atreyu's father, right?
Atreus and Tiberius, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Now, how he had a son that's both a lion and a tiger, I don't know. Maybe he stepped out on the missus. Who knows how it works?
Maybe the missus is a tiger.
We don't know.
I was wondering about that too.
Yeah, but so this character is called Felonius. So he is clearly a faker tribute, which is absolutely beautiful. I love this guy. I cannot wait to get him. However, it's going to be released. I don't care. If it's a show, I'm going to that show. If it's an online sale, I'm setting my clock because I got to have this guy. It looks incredible.
Now, let me ask, which came first for a tribute? Would it be Tanger or would it be the Feral Beastie?
Well, that's a good question because that orange Feral Beastie also looks like Beastman for sure.
Beastman, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Brute was their idea for Beastman, and then maybe they were like, "Hey, let's use that same colorway because it could also work for Tiberius." Like Rob was showing us today in our group chat. Like, Rob, I mean, tell us what you ended up doing with your orange ancient. Let me make you big, buddy. Hang on.
Yeah, I had the last episode we did where we had to do a pop and swap. I took Tiberius's legs off, and it broke the ball joint, so I just had pieces of him. But Brian hooked me up with that orange 8, and I was like, man, I got to see if it's gonna work. But Endless Fable, I think it was. He showed me what it would look like, Tiberius pop and swap in that orange guy. So I just painted his chest in the back, and then this is what I got.
Looks really cool. Hang on. What you're hearing there is Jeff sounds like he's in an airport somewhere.
Oh, look at that, dude.
Welcome to Toylanta.
Yeah, I can tell by your background you're still there. I see the buildings out back behind you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's part of the like parking deck over there. So where are you? You're upstairs. Yep. Yep, there we go. That's right outside the Cypress room. So is that the area where Brutal Realm is set up, like right there in front of you?
Brutal Realm, yes, and the indie vehicle creators.
Yeah, dude.
Bandito Chop Shop and Uru Toys. That's going to make the military Nightwolf vehicle. Good vehicle creators. I just got out of the Baethir panel with the Horsemen, so just wanted to check in with y'all.
Yeah, what were they talking about with the with Baethir?
They were going over the production, or what has been going on with the production so far. Talking about leading up to Legion's Con last year when they were going to reveal it. A tidbit of information: they were going to bring it up the aisle at G-Con like a bride, but they thought it would cause chaos and stuff. So then they decided to just bring it out from behind the curtain.
Yeah, it looks like at some point yesterday after I left, it looks like they took the glass case off the dragon, and it looks as if somebody maybe it was Joe Vesapolo was like holding the dragon wing up next to the dragon to show you what it looked like for those who had not been at Legion's Con. I got to see both of their dragons on display. So I'm sorry I missed that. Anytime I had a few seconds with nothing to do, I would just go stand and stare at that dragon. And I would touch the glass and I'd be like, one day, my friend, one day.
You were like Wayne with the guitar.
Yeah.
But I just want to get back to the tribe with y'all and let's talk AWOK.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. So you went to the panel. I showed a picture that you shared. Was there any new news or anything shared, even if it was from Sparrow, even if it was about Bushido? Like, what did Sparrow talk about?
Yeah. So the Kickstarter for AWOK, Animal Wars: The Kingdom Series 2 went well last year, and they're heavy working on the first wave, which I believe they call them the Brutes, which will be like the big beefy bucks of AWOK coming, which is sort of what Felonious, I think, that you're showing up there is based off.
Not to be confused with Thane and Tanger. And
said that he's looking to have that out. You know, the production's a little slow, having some issues, but it's supposed to come out later this year. He also said that in between Wave 1 and Wave 2 of Series 2, Bushido will be happening. So he touched on his collaboration for Bushido and showed us like paint masters for 3 of the figures, the Samurai, the Rogue, and the Oni. So it was awesome. If you're into Spiro beyond AWOK, Bushido's the next step, the next evolution with what's coming from Spiro.
Yeah, and we do have from J Mac one question about another toy line here. Did they announce the final unlock for the dragon? I don't think it's been announced, right? But we have heard it's like a knight. Is that correct?
So going back to the dragon, we know the name of the final unlock at 4,000 backers. It's called Baethir's Fury. We don't know what it is, what it looks like. As far as we know, it will be using the pauldrons that come with Sir Benegar, and then after this campaign, those pauldrons are retiring with Sir Benegar's helmet.
Okay, good. All right, that's cool. That's very cool. Thanks for that update. I knew it was something. I knew there was a tie back to the night somehow. I just didn't know what it was. But yeah. All right, cool. So thanks for jumping on, Jeff. Hey, I tell you what. While you're here, why don't we go ahead and maybe you can talk a little bit about. So we were talking. We had just started the tribute section, and so we thought it'd be really cool if we would show off our tributes. Like if we had the power to do a tribute based on an existing AWOK body. And so that's kind of like our focus for today's last little segment here. And so Jeff, once you kick us off while you can hear us and while you have time, here is Jeff's tribute. He would like to do something like this.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
So I'm a huge sci-fi geek, and everybody knows me or has gotten to know me as Cosmic Jeff over the last year, and that's what drew me into AWOK was the sci-fi aspect of it all. And one of those sci-fi things that the moment I knew AWOK was in that direction was Planet of the Apes, and one of the classic characters or one of the classic villains or antagonists, they say, for Planet of the Apes was Dr. Zaius. And as you can see on the screen, you got Dr. Zaius from the original franchise. Then from the Tim Burton was Limbo by I think it was acted by Paul Giamatti, and then most recently in the newer Planet of the Apes franchise was Raka. And I was looking at some of the bucks and some of the base bodies from AWOK, and I'm a big Chennari and Horrid fan, so I decided to go with one of the ancients, and as you can see on the screen, there's the Chennari ancient there, and just talking. There's a Chief something of Spiro.
Look at this.
Employee
Our
Spiro.
Van Johnson.
Thanks,
Purple
man.
band.
Employees.
And so, I was like, okay, I'm going to go with the ancient buck body. And this is just, temporary ideas going through the brain. I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but that's what I'm going with. And then eventually find maybe a 3D printed part for the head and soft goods for the body and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, this is an easy one. This is a slow pitch softball here, man. Like this is the best. I would love to see this. This is easy for them to do. Yeah, we need to have this happen. This would look fantastic. And an orange color scheme, orange and brown with that fur body, like with that chocolate brown would be beautiful. It looks so beautiful. I need to know why we have two JMacs in the chat. We got JMac 77 and then JMac Prime. I don't know. How many JMacs out there are there? I need to know.
At least 77.
At least 77. At least. Yeah, absolutely. Monarch, for real. All right, let's get back to another tribute. Rob, while you're still with us before you have to head out, why don't you talk us through yours, because I love this too. Another one of my favorite characters from my childhood. This has got to happen.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, did Rob freeze on us? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Right at that moment. I think he got took out by the Punisher. Let's see if he pops back in. While we're waiting on Rob, maybe he doesn't pop up. Oh, wait a minute. There he is. All right. You got time to talk us through this before you got to head out?
Yeah, just really quick. I think I thought about this because I saw somebody put some classified pants on an AWOK, and then that just gave me the idea it'd be cool because now we're going to be seeing a lot of figures coming with actual clothes, like the fox with the pants and the same with the bulldog. And then I started thinking about that one head that you see on the screen that would make a pretty cool figure.
Yeah, with that white face paint. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Make you big.
And now that you're doing like soft goods, you could probably see, hopefully, like a trench coat sometime.
Yeah, 100%. That would be fire. I would love to see that happen. I mean, that it almost, Almost like I would even like to see if just like the Punisher face was like painted on his chest, like in war paint, and maybe it was maybe it's not even like a Punisher face. Maybe it's like an ape skull, like painted on his chest. Like, dude, that could be so fire.
Or just like one of their like house faction painted on his chest or something.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
And you could have a cloak, and they've got the sci-fi rifles. Like, yeah, this is
totally
so fire. Like 100%. Now you're making me think. I'm like, I've got an extra Onyx body.
Yeah, and I started thinking, man, I gotta find like I need Onyx, and then I think I need Blight because I need his feet, and I need to get that head sculpt. I think I could do it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, hit up sparrowtoys.com and see what they've got going on. Oh, look here. We've got Curtis Ackerman in the chat. Welcome, Curtis. I know you're thank you so much for stepping in and seeing what we got going on today. All right. Well, Brian, let's move on to your tribute. It's another one that I really love. I love this idea because this one I did not. This came out of the blue for me. I was not ready for this, but it's perfect. So, Brian, talk us through yours.
Now, this one's from way back in the day. So if anybody remembers the Herculoids back in the
Herculoids,
70s, early 70s, mid whenever it was. But I remember a while back trying to see, did they ever make figures for those? And they did, but they're crazy expensive. Some company made them back in like the early 2000s, and they're like, I think the box are like $500-600 a piece or something like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going anywhere near that, but I've always loved all the Herculoids, especially Igu. So I would love for them to take one of the bucks, these big bruiser bucks, and turn it into a big rock ape. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. So, hey, somebody who knows, so like Jeff or Rob, let me know. So this guy on screen is known as the Horrid Brute. And we've gotten Tanger or
Tanger.
Tanger. I keep going Tanger. It's Tanger, and we have Thane. And are they considered brutes, like the brute body? But then the new one, like we just saw with Felonius, that is a brute body as well. Is there
aren't they brawlers? They're called
brawlers.
Yeah, I think they're called brawlers, not brute.
Right.
Yeah, these are brawlers. Or which one is the brawler?
No, I think these are the brutes.
These are brutes. That's a brawler.
And then the one that's going to be coming up, the Faker tribute, is a brawler.
Okay, so brute is the big guy. Brawler is the beefier
kind of
buck.
like a mid-size, big.
Got you. 100%. Okay, I got you.
I think I got my terminology wrong before because there's brute in both mythics and AWOK. So
brute scale. That's exactly Monarch says the Herculoids are ridiculously expensive. Who made them? Do we know? What's the name of the company who made them?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want to say Jada, but I don't know if that's right.
It was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
going to look them up real quick. I found one on eBay. Let's see here. Toynami. Is it Toynami?
Okay. That was that. Was it? Okay.
Toynami, it looks like. If I'm looking at the right ones you're talking
about. That's what it looks like. Yep.
All right. So I have the last tribute today, and this is just one of my favorite characters. I'm going to try to make him any single time that I get a chance. If I could throw him into a line, if every toy company could make one of these, that would be super super happy. I'd be super happy. But my favorite character from my childhood is Panthro. And I was looking around and I was thinking, it would be really cool if they could get him on the new Brawler body. That would be sweet, because he is kind of a beefy, thick character. But I'd even take him on this, but I on the gray body, but I have to put like one of those, sort of like ape faces on it, which I think, for me, Panthro has always looked more ape-like than Panther-like to me. I don't know what it is. But he just gives me monkey vibes for some reason. And I would love to see him, that blue on the gray, I think would look great. And you know, anytime you give somebody nunchucks, I'm like, yep, I'll take them. So yeah, I would love
Yeah,
to
that
see
would
this
be
happen.
cool.
I'm down for this. Let's check out some of the
It's
comments. Do what?
probably because all the other Thundercats had hair, so him being bald
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, maybe Panther is like one of those hairless cats, like a Sphinx or something.
Yeah, he's something. I don't know, but he's always been very simian like to me for some reason. Let's see. Monarch said he was gonna check to see who I guess put out those figures, but the one I saw looked like Toynami, unless I was wrong about that. And then he said, yeah, the articulation's not so great. Curtis, what are you up to this weekend, my friend? What are you up to? I know you're not at Toylanta, so you're not doing that. What are you doing this weekend? Doing any fun stuff? And so, yeah, that's all of our tributes. This was a really fun segment. I love this idea of, you know, adding to the tributes. But, you know, let's just spitball real quick, just off the top of our heads, because it looks like the two tributes that they've done so far have been Masters of the Universe related. So if we had to keep it to strictly Masters of the Universe characters, just off the top of your head, who would you like to see make their way into the AWOK line?
Stratos.
Damn it, dude! I was just gonna say that, dude.
Now that's what I was gonna say. Stratos.
Jeff's had that answer ready for
Yeah,
weeks,
you
man.
had it
He's
ready to
been-
go, and I was like, I was gonna say it, but I couldn't remember his name.
Stratos is my number one Motu character. So
You put Stratos on
with the birds coming.
Yeah.
Coming with the winged arms. I cannot wait.
That's brilliant.
That
Yeah,
is.
that's
What's the
must.
samurai guy's name with the big hand? The
Jitsu.
Yes, that'd probably be the next one. An ape with like a ponytail being pulled back or something.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Maybe in like the brawler body.
All right, Brian, Andy.
They obviously could do a ton of Thundercat tributes if they wanted to.
Yeah,
for sure.
Easy.
With all the cats.
I would say a green version of one of the ancients done up like Moss Man.
Ooh, nice. Okay, all right. Let me give it a look here. Let me look around. Let me look around who I got. Oh man.
And then you could even use like the special Moss Man head to make the Dr. Zaius and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Help Jeff get his tribute figure made.
Yep.
I would have to say probably let's go Manny faces, and then we can include like an ape head, maybe a tiger or lion head, and then maybe like a lizard head when we start getting those in the subsequent waves. So
now with the new female bucks coming out, some of those the female Motu figures would be pretty good to have.
Yeah. All right, Brian, you're our resident Masters of the Universe fan. Even rocking the shirt. What's your choice?
If it had to be someone He-Man related, I mean, I would love to see them do like the Shadow Beast when
yeah.
Yep. Because he would be like those big brutes, and he could paint a black of the horn of all that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, use like the same big guy body like that for that. Yes.
All right, let's head up the chat. Red Exo Max says Stinkor. That's brilliant. Yeah, I could definitely see them working that in there. That would be really cool.
There
Richard
was
Gore.
a Stinkor tribute once upon a time in the Kingdom 3 3/4 weight line, which was prior to the Primal series that we have now. There was a Stinkor tribute that was going to come out. They had a digital prototype, a digital rendering of it, and I don't think it ever came to fruition. But there is a Stinkor-esque character in the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom lore. I don't know if Jason and the team will ever bring it back around or reintroduce, but there is one out there. So
that's really cool. Hey Rob, who you got there? Who's your little articulated buddy?
Aww.
I think she needs to go to the locker or something before we leave, but we still got some time.
Okay. Okay, so Richard Gore says, too bad. Hey, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Let's figure out how to get two heads on that thing. That's great. Lee Custom says, obviously, Slushhead. Hey, I love Slushhead from that Spacey Man show. Like that, he's pretty dope. Richard Gore said one head could be Horrid, one head could be Feralist. Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Yep.
And then Monarch says, yeah, Shadow Beast would be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. Like, that'd be fantastic. Man, now I'm starting to think I would love to see like a General Kali, like, or Emperor Kali as Skeletor. I think that would be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
He's already given some Skeletor vibes already, but yeah, that would be pretty dope. That'd be pretty dope. Well, hey guys, hey, we made it to 55 minutes. I wasn't even sure we'd make it this long. It seemed like a really short show, just because of everything we had going on. And it's like so many people being out of pocket. Jeff, thank you so very much, buddy, for taking some time out of your day here at Toylanta to like come on and chat with us. I hope I didn't leave you backstage too long. Andy, I'm glad we were able to work out all your technical difficulties this morning.
I thank my roommate Eric for that.
Yep, I'm glad you could join us. Brian, Rob, you guys are always, superstars. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys. Had a bunch of you guys show up, and I know a lot of people were also still in Toylanta this weekend. If you're in California, there's probably a lot of people at WonderCon. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, so I really appreciate everybody making an effort to be here today and doing what you could to like pop in. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining us, and we'll see you guys right here in the jungle again in 2 weeks. So we'll catch you then.